Hi everybody, Jo here again. Thanks so much for popping in. Day 2, Extravaganza. I hope you had a wonderful day yesterday. If you missed any of the videos, remember, just go back and catch up. Go on our Lavinia YouTube channel. They'll all be there and you can watch them again and again. Honestly, I'm so proud of the DT. I had some fabulous demonstrations and tutorials, and we all try to come in and give you something a bit different. Now today, I've gone for one of the round cards again. I just love these. And I wanted to showcase a couple of the new stamps, but again, mix them with stamps we've already got. And this is the design I've come up with. Now, I know this is a festive one, and I know this is typically, obviously, a Christmas card. But don't forget, you could mix it up. You could change. You could use different stamps in this part. And we have robins all year round. It always amazes me when I see them in the garden in summer. And I think, well, of course you're going to be there in summer. Where would you go? So take the idea. If you're lucky and you've finished all your Christmas cards, and I say lucky, I'm doing well. My box is about half full, which is great for me, but I've still got some to do. So this is perfect timing for me because I'm going to be making a few of these. Now, I have decorated the back. As you know, I like to decorate the back of my card designs and also the envelope. Lovely permanent ink and Posca, which is permanent when dry, so that's happy to go in the post. And I love handing these over at the post office. Sandra, who works there, she always loves to see the envelope decorated. So I'm going to start off with, and this is one of the Lavinia look, lovely circular cards with envelopes. And these are the white ones. They have cream and grey, and the grey are lovely, just something a bit different. Now I'm going to pop that there so I can see, because you know me, I'm liable to do it a bit different. Now, I've decorated the back, and I do that first just so that if I get any ink on here, I can disguise it in my final design. Whereas if I've done this perfect, when I come to stamp this, I'm bound to get something on my finished design. But that's just me. Envelope done ready as well. And I'm going to start with my circle, the larger of our circle masks. And again, mine's got a little dot of Posca on, look, just because when I put that down, it's easier for me to find. Sahara. And I do need a new Sahara. I've used mine so much. I think it's possibly my favourite colour. Never thought it would be. And I'm going to pop this sort of about the middle-ish. And then I'm just going to come in and blend some colour around. And as always, I'm just dabbing the ink off in the lid. As I say, my Sahara is well used, but it's a good habit to just try and get to keep dabbing off in the lid. So I hope you're ready for today as well. Got some lovely demonstrations today. And then anybody who's coming to Lavinia HQ will see you Saturday and Sunday. Now, don't worry, like me then, this moved a little. It's not the end of the world. I mean, you could tape it down, but I haven't time for that. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to give that a wipe because I'm going to put it away. Simply because I don't like leaving things out because I'm liable to lose it. Now, what I'm going to do now is just, you see how we've got that lovely edge there? Well, I actually don't want such a crisp edge. So I'm just going to get a little bit of ink and just fuzzy that edge a little bit. I'll still be able to see it. So those of you that have been in touch and told me you struggle stamping a wreath, this is perfect because you've got that line to follow. But we're just going to fuzzy it up a bit so it's not as obvious. And just to give that nice tone. But also what it will do is, you see we've got the white area there, and that will help home your eye into that space. So now on with some stamping. So in with my trusty copy paper. Now I'm going to start, I've got a couple of our lovely new, we've got the Christmas mistletoe, which is a little bit larger than our mini mistletoe. So we're going to use a combination of both of these. Well, that's the plan anyway. And I'm coming in with rainforest. And this is sort of where I'm going to put my bow when it's finished. So I'm going to do that area first. And what I'm going to do is I decide on a point sort of here. And I'm going to stamp this once. And then opposite. And then I'm just going to come in with 2 more to give me a nice, almost sort of floral shape. And then that, as I say, this one will overlap slightly, but I'm fine with that. When I finish, now I've got my bow ready prepared, that's where my bow's going to go, look. So I'm going to give that a bit of a wipe. And then I'm going to come in with the larger one. Really sorry, my throat is... Right, it's just playing up a little bit, but I have to say, it's I think it's one of those things I'm stuck with now, so sorry. I do apologise every time, but it is what it is. Now, I want to get a nice shape here, but what I'm going to do is just take on my Inky Binky a little bit of the ink off the stem, because I don't particularly want that all. I'm just going to overstamp that bit there, look. I didn't want the stem. Now, I want a little bit more here, but I'll wait and see how far when I've gone round this side. And I like to do that. So again, I'm going to see if I can ink up without inking the stem, but I'll just come and take a little bit off. Just because I think I'll get a much better shape if I don't include the stem. And I reckon I'm going to need 3 of these. So, and like I say, I'm using this as my guide. Now you could, if you want, get a little piece of copy paper and put it over this to cover the stem. That's the other thing you can do. Oh, we've got 2 there. Right, now I think if I turn that back round, I think we need 1 more to just come round here. And I find it easy to just turn my design. And as I say, we'll follow that line, look. Let's have a look. Yes, I'm not going to go any further. I like that shape. So that was rainforest. And then what we're going to do now is I'm going to stamp the word peace. And this I'm going to use PineCone. Now peace comes from our lovely seasonal words. And I love the way they're sort of a bit vintage. And I want this to be straight, so you might just see my head. So I'm just going to put the word peace there. Now, this is the thing. We've got 2 lovely robins. And this is Bobby. And I want to put his feet right on top of the P there. So you can make your own jokes up about that. Now, I'm keeping with the the PineCone, the lovely brown colour. Now, a little tip here. Stand up and get your head right above your work. And then we'll just see if we can plant his feet. Lift it up. There we go. So he's just standing on top. Now, if I'd slightly missed, I would just get my brown fine liner and draw a little bit in. Now, while I've got Bobby, I'm going to decoupage his body. So, but don't worry, it won't hurt him. He'll enjoy every minute of it. So a scrap piece of card. Please don't get a new large piece of card. I'm sure you're like me, you've got lots of scraps. So get yourself a scrap piece of card and we'll colour him in and cut him out later. I'm just going to give that a blot. So mini holly time now. And our lovely sand dune. Or, as she's now known at the workshops, Sandra Dune. And what we're going to do, if I show you the finished one, this is where we're going to add, at the minute, this looks a little bit, if you've got any gaps or you don't think it's a beautiful shape, that's fine, because this is where you're going to enhance that shape and give yourself a bit more. And because we're stamping in the background, and the clever thing about this is we can stamp over the top of the mistletoe, and you know what? It'll still look like it's in the background. So clever is stamping. Because this is a nice light colour and it'll teams up beautifully with our colour in the background, that lovely Sahara. So I'm going to put one here first and come in, and I'm going to do a mixture of first and second generation. And I'm just going to follow the shape around. And it is worth taking your time with this. Don't rush it. And for me, I find it easier to turn my card as I'm working. And again, round we go. And I just want a first generation at the focal point there, then a second generation next to it. And then that works nicely. Look, for a first generation there, and then a second. Ooh, that was lucky, wasn't it? How often do you do that? Do you drop your block? Well, it actually landed on my copy of paper. So I'm going to work my way back now. So again, I'm having the holly in the direction of the flow. I say, a bit like sort of a bit of a faux flower arranging. So I'm just keeping that nice shape. Now, it might be you need to keep turning yours round to have a look at the shape. I think I've done that many wreath, half wreath, semi-wreaths. As you know, it's my favourite type of card. I just love them. I could literally stamp wreaths in my sleep. And I love looking what stamps we've got that you wouldn't normally use. That's a good thing. Tidy your stamps up and have a look and see what stamps you've got that you haven't used for a wreath before, and see if you can use it. Now, what I tend to do at this point is have a look at the design. Now, we've got a bit of a gap there. So I'm just going to ink up part of the holly. I don't want to overcook it, just the end bit, look. Right, and just here. Sometimes you can look where your second generation is and decide you need a little bit more. So I just want something in there. Right, I like that shape. Maybe just there, just catch the edge. Don't overdo it. Right, happy with that. Just thinking maybe a little bit just going up behind. Now look at that, just takes it behind the wording, so it just looks like a continuation. So really happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is add a little bit of colour. We are going to decoupage the robin, but I just want to, sometimes you can see underneath. So I'm using my modular aquarelle, and you know I can't say either of those words, pencils, and I have listed the colours, but I will tell you we've got 170, 36, 28, 35 and 30. And all I'm going to do is just at the edge of my robin, just in case any of it shows, I'm just going to add that little bit of colour. That's fine. Now, when it comes to colour in the robin, all I've done is a little bit of red, and his little red breast goes to about there. It's such a gorgeous shape. Oh, it does make me smile. And then with the grey, just giving his undercarriage there grey, and then his wing brown at the base, look. Now again, obviously you can use any colours. These are just the colours I've used. And then I've gone for a light brown at the top of the foliage and just blending it in with the red there. And then the black, I've just put a bit of shade, look, under his wing and then under his eye. When I looked up, a few of them had a little black mark under their eye. And then all I'm going to do, a bit of winker colouring. So my clear wink of Stella, start off with the lightest colour, blend into the brown, and then blend into the red. Just clean a bit of that off because I'll get some red on there. Just on this card, I'll be cutting this out. Then into the grey and just that little bit of black there. And then clean that off. Lovely, back to normal. And then that's ready for me to cut out. But just to show you, when I cut it out, look, I just cut out the actual body bit. So I don't cut out his tail or his feet, but there's no need because look, on our finished design, and it's a bit like with the butterflies, a lady messaged me and said, how do you cut out your butterflies, the antennae? And I said, I don't want to cut them off and I just draw them back on. I'm all for an easy life, you know me. So this way, look, but what I will do, my white Signo, just add a little bit of highlight on his tail and on his little feet, and I've already added some on him. But before I stick him down, what I'm going to do is Zig Clean Colour 901 Grey Tint. Give him a little bit of shade, look. Makes all the difference, and I find it's easier for me to do it before I stick him down. Now, word of warning, this will dry a little bit deeper. So if you think there's not much there, don't put too much on. You'll be surprised. Sort of dries that bit deeper. Just round his little chest there. And this shadowing makes all the difference. So with that white gel pen, what I'm just going to do is come in on the little berries on the mistletoe. Now, again, you could use gems on these, but I think it depends how many gems you've got, because there are quite a few berries. You could use your liquid pearls, your Posca. I'm just going for my gel, this lovely white. So it depends what your white pen of choice is. You could use our white acrylic paint. So lots of different things. I mean, you could leave them as they are if you wish. I just think the white just pops a little bit more because we've got that beige colour underneath. And again, you will take your time better than me. A few little highlights, look. Tracy's drawn those lovely lines in. And I'm going to leave the holly berries. Again, they'll just go into the distance, into the background. So we're nearly done. Couple of last little tricks. I want to add a little bit of glitter and I want to add our bird. So come on, Bobby, bippity boppity glue. Now, I'm going to actually pop it on my finished design here, look, only because the number of times I've put it on here and dropped that. Now, I don't know if that's just me. I do seem to drop things recently. And then this way, look, I can just pop that down, move it into place. And it's so forgiving with that cutting out look. So, happy with that. Now, Stickles. As you know, quite often I pop Stickles on my mat and paint it on. But for this, I'm going to do a little bit of dot and dab. So I'm just going to dot the Stickles around the berries. I don't want any over the berries. I just want it round them. And I'm dotting it on, and then I'm going to dab it. So with my finger, I'm just going to come on and dab it a little. Now again, you can paint it on if you wish. I just fancied it was a bit more fun for this to dot and dab. Now I'm sure that's a plastering technique or something I've probably made up, you know me. Now what I will do is just add a little bit on top of the word peace. I like to do that. And I'm going to leave, we've got that lovely wink of colour on Bobby, so we don't need any on him. And last of all, our lovely craft yarn. Now this comes from this set, look at those lush colours, perfect for autumn. And again, I'm just going to pop a little bit of our bippity boppity. Now remember, it dries clear. And then pop the bow on there. And if you're not sure how to make a bow, I made one yesterday, so pop back and watch yesterday's. And look at that. Now that didn't take long, did it? About 20 minutes, and that was me taking my time explaining. Now you could batch make these. I mean, let's face it, I've already got another robin here. And I've got to be honest, when I'm stamping one robin, I find my scraps and I stamp a few, and then they're ready to colour, cut out. I'm going to use him so much. So there's the one we've done today, and I'll bring in the original. So I do hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope you have a go. Please do tag me in and let me see. Maybe you're going to use different stamps. I'd still love to have a go. Oh, thank you for those of you who just said, my Posca splats. Can't believe I nearly forgot my snow. If you don't like Posca splats, you can leave it like that. But oh my goodness, I do. I need some Posca snow. I leave it till the end because then it goes on top of the glitter, not behind. And I'm carefully holding it close, look, so I can miss the bow, I can direct it, I can miss the robin. You're all right, Bobby, you won't get snow on you. Just on the mistletoe. Oh, I can't believe I didn't have any snow. Mind you, not everybody likes snow. I do, though. So there we go. So thank you. It's a good job you're on it, you know. Good job you keep an eye on me. So enjoy the rest of your day. I'm off now for a well-earned cup of coffee. You take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.